Shooters Connection offers products for competition shooters by competition shooters. With over 80 years of combined competition shooting experience, Shooters Connection is staffed by master and grandmaster shooters who live the shooting sports every day. We offer same-day shipping. Shooters Connection also sponsors over 100 of your matches every single year. So when it comes to finding everything you need to compete as a beginner or a seasoned grandmaster, Shooters Connection is the only name you need to know. Online at shootersconnectionstore.com.
Late start.
I mean, barely. We've started much later than this.
Jared and I have been in here for 30 minutes.
You haven't been in here for 30 minutes. Shut your pie hole.
No, dude, I've been in here for 15 or better.
Well, that's a first, and like that we haven't been waiting on you in the last 6 months.
It's true.
All right. Welcome back to the Hit Factor. We have like the whole crew. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had like everybody here. So I'm excited that we got everybody here. We're coming off like crazy nationals. I mean, like just some like really, really craziness going on at nationals for limited and open this last week that just finished up yesterday. As we're recording this, it finished up yesterday, and then of course we got production and PCC still around the corner. Jared, you are shooting this upcoming nationals. Are you feeling spicy?
Feel pretty good where my shooting's at.
That's good. Are you gonna like shoot a lot this week, or are you in zero the gun mode and coast mode?
Put it this way, I didn't even go shoot today because it's like in the 40s here, and I didn't find it would be productive. So I'm gonna shoot a Tuesday night indoor match tomorrow. Confirm zero on both my guns afterwards. I cleaned them yesterday. Shot a local on Saturday, and otherwise, that's all I'm gonna do.
Awesome.
There you go.
I look forward to it.
I might dry fire tonight when we get done.
I think I'd be dry firing I would be dry firing every day if it was me, but
I didn't touch a gun yesterday because I shot on Saturday. Then today, me and my coworkers went out for beers after work instead of dry firing. So we'll see.
Speaking of coworkers, Alexis had a great nationals.
Yes, Alexis made top 16 his first time. Very proud of him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Looks like he shot very well. Actually, my local KC folks did really well. Alexis was 16th. Another young kid named Brody, it's local. I think he was like 19th or 18th. And the Brown boys were 12th and 2nd.
Yeah. So let's just dive right into nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say that limited nationals was where like all the craziness was at, but that's really not true because open nationals, quite frankly, was just as crazy as limited nationals was.
The results were just for the whole thing were just entertaining. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it only further like showed like USPSA's inability to capture like its own product well, because like I mean those of us who were interested were like sitting there with like the competitor app and like hitting refresh like every 10 seconds as Scott was finishing up his last few stages to see if he was gonna hold on and beat Nils, and nothing out of USPSA as far as like coverage, like live coverage, like what's going on, like just nothing. So that's too bad.
I was so excited for his last stage. For people that weren't paying attention, it was a little short course that he shot in like 3-some seconds with one delta. Like I saw that was the last stage. I saw how close him and Nils were, so I knew he had to like win the stage and bump Nils's points down if he was going to win. So I was doing the math on there, and a 360 all alphas would have just barely edged him ahead of Nils. Obviously, he shot it in 345 with a delta, and the real heartbreak there is, if that delta was a Charlie, it's a different story.
Yep.
It's close. It was really close.
Those close ones hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nils won. We should recap for those who, if nobody listened to or like has seen the results. Nils won. Scott Brown from Kansas City, also Patrick Brown, if that name sounds familiar. It is his youngest son, which is awesome. He was second at like 0.02%. It was like 0.35 match points, I think, was what separated him and Nils. And then you had, I mean, Mason was right there. He's 5 points away, again, like half a percentage. And then Sal was still within a percentage point of Nils. So you had 4 guys over 99% of the winner. I briefly talked to Nils today, and he was happy to have won, but he was also just like, I mean, yeah, like I won, but I was also like less than 1% from being fourth. Like, I mean, it's like, it's just, I mean, it's just like, it's just crazy. And I think Blake Miguez was fifth, if I'm remembering correctly. Blake Miguez was fifth
at 97.6.
Yeah. So, I mean, heck of a match from Blake Miguez as well. Being that he's a state legislator and, businessman that has large family business. I'm not sure how involved he is with running that, but I mean, his family does own a fairly large business as far as I know, and family, and he kind of squeezes in time for nationals, and dang, he's still bussing. He's still good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, the like Scott is kind of the like the big surprise at this match, because it's kind of, you know, you got this junior shooter who really hasn't contended at a nationals before, but there's, and so like he's like, that is the big story. But in all honesty, like Nils won shooting minor with a production gun.
Right. Yeah. There's more than one big story in the finishings of these divisions.
Yeah.
That's what made everything so interesting.
Well,
for sure.
Another really interesting thing too is, someone pointed out in the Discord, Scotty made GM in about the coolest way you can, and it looks like so did Sal.
Yeah, I mean, Sal is not a limited shooter. As far as I know, this is the first match he's ever shot in. I've never seen him shoot a limited match.
He shot last year too.
Oh, he did? Okay. So, but again, I think for Sal, it's can I get more practice under pressure? Can I get more practice in a big match? I think his main motivation is production at this year's, production coming up, and then production at this year's World Shoot, I think, is Sal's big motivation. Not having talked to him, but I think that's probably a fairly accurate statement. And for him to come in and shoot the way he did, it's not the first time Sal's been this close. I don't think he was very close to Ben 1 or 2 years. He's been up there, and he's an incredible shooter. But I mean, as impressive as Scott's performance is, and I think it is incredibly impressive, I'm really glad to see that he got a gun to work for a match, that we could finally see what he could do, because I think this is the first match of the year that a gun has worked. But Nils just won limited with a minor gun, and people have, you know, like, that's just not, you can't do that. And that's just, I think it was like 20 seconds faster than everybody, which he had to be, shooting minor. And the capacity difference, I don't think, is enough to make up for that. So,
I mean, Scott was pretty fast. He was only like 6 seconds faster than Scott.
Oh, really? Okay.
Scott's
I didn't.
Scott's been improving a lot this year. Like throughout the year, he's gotten better. Thankfully, he sorted out his gun after Area 4.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
that helped.
Scott has he's got a gear that not a lot of people have, and so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he can lay it on. I mean, I was saying in the Discord, like somebody kind of said, because after his second to last stage, he was mathematically his maximum number of points at that point was like 7 points behind Nils, I think. Maybe it was 4. It wasn't a ton, but it was less than 10. And people were they had kind of like, oh, he's out of it. It's like, well, wait, hold on. If he wins by enough on that last stage, even though it's only a 40-point stage, if he wins by enough, uh, he can take points away from Nils. And it was like, man, if there's that kid, definitely for a speed shoot, like he's got the goods for a speed shoot to do that. And
Yeah.
daggum, he almost did.
Did I was describing the stage that he shot at Area 3. Remember the short stage where he like hopped over the center, and
Yeah,
he I think he cut like a 9 split maybe on that stage. It was either
probably.
a 10 or a 9, maybe more than one. But he had a makeup, and then he like went back for another makeup, and it all happened so fast that like everyone was really confused when he stopped.
Right.
So yeah, he just he can go really quickly. His brain works really fast.
Yeah, and he was able to avoid mega disasters at this match. It looked like because that's always
Hmm.
kind of like if you can go that fast, can you do that on enough stages and avoid the mega disasters on the
It's how
rest?
close you can ride to the limit without exceeding it.
Yeah, I mean him and Nils are like I mean him and Nils are different in that manner. Nils
Yeah, yeah,
is really managing his pace. Like it's not ever go for broke. And Scott's that he's that young kid that's like, yeah, I'll go for broke. Why not? Like, why would you not go for broke? And I don't like
yeah,
I'm entering Scott's mind without having like talked to Scott about it. And hopefully we can get Scott. Actually, I'd love to get Scott and Jack on
Yeah,
um,
and that's something important too. Is let's point out well,
to
well,
interview.
well, Scott had an excellent performance. Jack did as well, with an 11th place at over 90%, which is nothing to be disappointed
Yeah,
yeah.
at.
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure his rear sight broke on the first day.
I did. Wait,
So
really?
yeah, he got a broken rear sight on the like one of the first stages or before his first stage. I don't know. He had some sort of issues on his first day that he had a pretty rough first day, and so he came back. Even with that, came back and was
I,
11th place. So both of the Brown
Yeah.
boys
I'm
had really good
I'm
matches.
laughing because I know that I had the discussion with either the boys or their dad Patrick that like you need to keep a rear sights break on those guns if you're using adjustables.
Yeah, I mean they're as far as I know, they're both running one gun,
Yeah.
match and practice
Yep.
gun, and they need a second gun. They need match guns. I know. I mean, I know that's a big. Well, it's kind of rough whenever you're the dad, you
Hmm.
know, and it's like, hey, you got both kids that are interested in shooting. They want to shoot limited, which is they're not the cheapest guns.
I want to point something out though. Granted, I don't know for a fact that their dad didn't help some, but I believe those boys 100% paid for their guns.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean like that would not surprise me. I'm extremely impressed the way Pat has supported his kids, but also let his kids take ownership of their own shooting.
Yeah.
Pat has done a fantastic job with that. And there's a lot of kids in this sport who have had success as juniors, but it wasn't like they weren't doing it. The kids didn't have the ownership of it. The parents were kind of doing everything,
Yeah.
and the kids were all they had to do was shoot. And Pat's done a really great job with both kids, letting them like their shooting is like I have a lot of like I mean who knows what they'll do after college and whatnot, right? If their interest goes somewhere else, but like assuming their interests still lie within shooting, like I have more faith in them continuing in the sport and being successful long term,
Mm-hmm.
based on what I've seen, what Pat has done with them, and how they've responded to. So,
Yeah.
but they need to figure out a way. They need to figure out a way in the off season that how can we get another gun in their
Mm-hmm.
hands?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you start. If you shot the same limited gun, you train a lot, like 2 or 3 years. Like that gun's getting long in the tooth when it has 60, 70, 80,000 rounds on it. Like obviously they'll run for a long time past that, but those random parts can start failing on you. Like you break an ejector, or your
Right,
mag release fails, or a rear sight or a front sight, or just random parts start failing.
right. Sears, hammers, all that stuff. You can starts getting lots of wear at that point. So for
That's why I'm
sure,
a huge fan of a match gun and a training gun, because stuff fails on your training gun first, so you know what's happening.
yeah, most definitely. And Mason Lane, I mean, he was what 6 points away from a three-peat. So I mean, Mason
Yeah.
for
That's
really
nuts.
not being Mason's main division, he seems to bring it,
Just,
and he seems to shoot limited very naturally, even though he doesn't seem to compete in it other
yeah.
than
Well,
limited
he's shooting
nationals.
the same gun. It's not like he switches guns for it. So
Right? Yeah, same platform and all
And
that.
Mason's very good. Like
I
he's
mean,
very
obviously,
good
yeah,
whatever division he shoots.
yeah, yeah, clearly. Um, so that's incredible.
yeah. So limited ended up super interesting with Nils taking the win in minor, and we had the newbie two finishing this high at nationals anyway. He's been shooting for a while. Scott second, then Mason and Sal and Maguez to round out the top five, and like the whole top 16 was stacked dudes, man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah, yeah. Limited
So
nationals continues to be one of the deeper matches of the year,
yeah, it's
which
good
is
Yeah,
stuff.
good.
we were kind of talking about like pre-show, before you got on, that like it's a lot different division than it was like when I was coming up and shooting it back in the day. Like when I got into
Hmm.
shooting, you had Vogel and Nils and Savigny and all those guys that were just like limited is what they shot. There was strictly limited guys that were just dominating it, and
Hmm.
they're all pretty much moved on from it. But there's just a whole new crew that still keeps the division stacked up.
Yeah. Yep. It's for nationals definitely it's a great match. And then
Okay,
open.
so well before hold on,
Oh, I'm sorry.
horses.
I'm sorry.
Before we
I'm gonna
move
drink
on
my
to
whiskey.
open, let's at least give the I didn't realize that the ladies limited also was shooting minor. Did you see
Did
that?
not.
Mm-mm.
What place was she in?
Jalise was shooting minor and she won ladies
Yep,
limited.
at 79%. Looks like a pretty solid performance.
Yeah, so it was Jalise followed by Michaela Hill and then Michelle Viscusi for the top three, which is all that we predicted. Let's see. Let's check out these predictions here. Ladies limited. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get third place. I got the top two.
How did I do?
You had Scott in
Probably
second?
Tara.
No, he's talking about
No,
ladies.
I was just talking about the ladies. No, I
Oh,
did get in the men's. I did get Nils and Mason correct in first and third.
oh, and you had Blake third, right?
I had Blake second.
Second, I mean. So I mean you
Yeah.
did pretty good. I mean
What
that like I got to
what were
say
my
like
what
You got 3 out
What
of
were
the
my
top
top
5.
5 picks for men's?
Yours were kind of ugly, Sasquatch. Didn't you have Nils in like 4th?
What were my top 5?
For a limit, you had John Browning, Mason Lane, Shane, Nils. You did have Scott in 5th though, so you're the only one that put Scott in your top 5.
I knew he'd do well. Looks like I missed a few others, but
You weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. Yeah, so shout out to Jaleese for taking the win in limited, also shooting minor. Is this a changing of the wins? Like,
no, I don't think it is because
are
No.
things going to be different from here on out?
your serious limited guys are gonna shoot major if that's their division. Like,
Why though?
because it's
If
advantageous.
Kanik had a 40 cal gun, Nils would be shooting
Mhm.
that.
You're giving up a lot. Like, it's great
that's
that Nils won shooting minor, but he was still giving up a lot to having major.
Let me put it this way. Nils cares, like those guys, they care most about world shoots because those are the hardest titles to get, right?
Yeah.
Nils is shooting standard at the world shoot. I would bet a lot of money that he will be shooting major at the world shoot. I can't confirm that like 100%, but I would bet a lot of money he will not be shooting minor at the world shoot.
No, I think you give up too much. And
Right.
I mean, and you look at IPSC on the other side, like you're probably giving up less on the average match in IPSC with minor than you are major compared to USPSA, just because generally the hit factors are a little lower, but it's still a big amount to
Okay.
overcome.
Okay. Fine. Whatever. Okay, let's move on to open. It's another interesting finish because we have to get in predictions before we end today's show.
Yeah. So open. Another crazy finish. Christian Seiler did not win. I mean, like that's
Right.
like that is a
Yeah,
big
it's a
one.
big. Yeah.
He had won the 3 previous. Is that right? Had he won 3 in a row?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure it was 3 in a row. But
Is it 3?
I think he has 3, but I can't totally
Okay.
remember. I think he has 3. But he didn't. He was actually kind of surprised. He had a few more shooting errors than he typically has in the past. So JJ was kind of leading it the first couple of days, and then Aaron Edens. I mean, obviously he had been right there. He couldn't have come from that far behind, but he shot really well the 3rd day and won by, again, the slimmest of margins, like less than a match point, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm not looking at that exact score.
Match points.
0.82
Literally
match
a Charlie
points.
instead of a Delta.
So again, yeah, like just crazy close. And Aaron winning, like, I mean, Aaron is a great shooter. But like I've got like that, like my top 10 like USPS shooters, and like I've been kind of wanting to put him in there, but then I've been watching like his recent results. He just wasn't. I mean, he really like he was kind of in that 90th percentile, almost like 91%, 92% at like recent area matches, and it's like I know the kid's good, but he's just not quite. He's not quite at that level currently, and this was kind of out of nowhere performance, and to do that over 3 days is really cool. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with his career to back it up. If this is kind of a, we do have some people who win like 1 nationals, and then that's it. And so we'll see if he this is a one and done, or if he's the obviously he's the real deal.
It seems like more often than not, though, people that win 1 a lot of times get back to at least the second one.
I mean, sometimes. You know, who was it? Who won? There was it was in Open. It was before. It was the year before JJ won, I think. Who won Open that year was kind of it was a guy that, you know, perennial super squad guy, but usually not
Hmm.
quite
Cody
really
Cody
pushing the
Wasn't
Baker, I
it?
win.
think, right?
Oh, was that Cody
I
Yeah.
mean,
Baker that
and he
won
was
that
always a
year? Yeah.
contender, but I haven't seen his name in a while, so I don't know if he's even shooting anymore.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if he's now, but yeah, he was kind of a surprise finisher there.
So the thing that was most amusing to me about these top three is that we had JJ finally overcoming and beating Christian, right? Like he's been his nemesis for the last 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah,
Only to be sidestepped and everyone beat by Aaron. Oh,
yeah,
uh,
that was kind of awesome.
How
yeah,
Uh,
it made me giggle
how
quite
did
a bit.
our guesses look?
In open, well, we all had Christian winning.
I feel like that's normally a pretty smart pick.
You and John Luke had JJ in second. I actually had KC in second.
that didn't turn out
Uh,
well.
and then Jared, you had Aaron in third. John Luke had John Vlager. I had JJ in third. I did have John Vlager in fourth, so I got that one
Where did I
right.
have John?
Fourth, so you got that one too. And then yeah, I think that's about all
Yeah,
we
I
got
just
right.
missed on Andrew Hyder. I had him
You
for fifth, and he got
Yeah,
sixth.
you almost had Hyder. Yeah, you were one off. That's pretty good though. You're a bit more in touch with those guys than I am for sure.
I also got to give a shout out to my buddy Eddie Garcia because his guns finished like first and third. Because Aaron was shooting an EMG and Christian shoots an EMG, and I think he had like 4 or 5 guns in the top
Nice.
25. Uh,
Nice.
so for a one man shop, like
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Eddie's building some awesome guns that like if you want to win and you want to know that you've got the best equipment, Eddie's the way to go
Where
for an
did
open or a limited gun.
the Reid custom finish?
I don't have anybody shooting
They
them
can't.
out there
Oh,
They can't
at this
afford them.
point.
well, pick you up one of these top 16 guys and just build them one for free.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
There you
Right.
go. I bet Henning would
Yeah,
appreciate
Henny would
one.
probably take a free gun. Just drop it in the mail to him.
Yeah.
I wish I could give Henning. I would actually love to give Henning a free gun.
Right?
I'd love to give both Brown boys free guns, but that, I mean, like we're starting to cut into a big chunk of my year if we're giving away this many guns at this
I
point.
mean, your income is just supplemental.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's true.
Yeah. I mean, it's expendable.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That sounds. I can save money for my kids after high school. I don't call it college because I don't know if I'm gonna send them to college, but I'll call it after high school funds. I could save money for that, or I could give other
So,
people free guns. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably make your money
Yeah.
back, right?
yeah,
Oh,
if,
for sure.
handing
I'm
out-
sure.
I mean, if Scott goes and
Yeah.
dominates with a free gun from you, you'll probably sell 10s of 12s of guns.
Yeah, yeah. At some point when my list opens back up and I accept orders again,
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure it would feel very quickly.
It'd be so beneficial to
Yes.
stack the books
Mhm.
another couple years.
Our women's open division had Jesse Harrison, Justine Williams, and Megan Smiley rounding up the top three. How were the guesses on that?
Yeah.
How'd we do?
We all had Justine winning.
We picked I remembered I picked one of the girls to
Yeah.
win, in one division, but I couldn't remember if it was limited or.
I mean, it was
Yeah, 10
freaking
points.
close though. 10 points. Yeah, 10 points. Yeah, I think you had Megan in third place, so you got that one.
At least I got the top 3 right.
Yeah.
Just not the right order.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Sloan in the top 3. She finished 4th by 1.5 points.
Jeff, did you see
Yeah.
the trophies that like A class got for winning like A class at this nationals?
I saw all the trophies and they looked big and nice.
They looked a little better than your
Yeah.
trophies for getting third place.
Hold on, I need to show everybody again.
Yeah, let's show them again. I'm sure they're close by.
I'm waiting on my Area 4 trophy. Apparently, it got broken shipping, so they didn't have one.
There you go, folks. Right here. This is
Jeff,
third place overall. I have 2 of them.
I don't know
There's another one up
if our podcast has had any sort of influence, but I feel like you have been the, what do they call that? The goat? The sacrificial lamb to like.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like we have used you as a sacrificial lamb to improve everybody's trophy experience at nationals.
Right. Let me just run through this. First of all, you got the beautiful uterine shape. Okay. Second, the plate here, it's just like screen printed on here. Like you could probably scrape off the classic nationals.
Like
deal
somebody
there.
did it on their home printer.
Yeah, and there's actually text on there that's not even legible. Like the year. You have no idea what year it was.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, this was third place overall in 2020, just because I know what year it was.
That's great.
Anyway,
your kid will never know.
So kind of a funny one on trophies of this year. I won 4 matches this year, and only one of them had a trophy. Well, I only received a trophy at one of them. Yeah, Ozark didn't make any. Ozark didn't make trophies for production, so I didn't get one there for winning.
You probably get cash.
I don't think I got money either. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But
well, I didn't get money either till I showed up for the match the next year, and then they gave me money.
I won Area 4, and apparently the production trophy got broken shipping. So I didn't get that.
Oh,
nice.
And then I won Fall Classic and got my trophy for high overall and won for state champion. So Missouri state match. And then I won Iowa the next day, and they didn't do trophies yet. I think they're going to make some and send them out later, but there wasn't any there.
Are you like a little bit butthurt about it?
The award that I'm butthurt about is a stage win medal for Rocky Mountain 300. I've shot that match in 3 different divisions, and whatever division I happen to shoot that year, they don't do them. like one year I shot CO, won like 3 of the 5 stages, and they just didn't do stage win medals that year in it. So the next year I shot production. It was the one division that didn't have stage win medals. And this year I shot limited, and they didn't do stage win medals.
Nice. Well,
time for open.
Well, that's a good idea. Maybe next year. I'll probably shoot CO at that match next year.
Yeah.
I got a new...
Probably be a lot of competitors.
There it is. And I got a new Delta Point Pro in the mail today from Sportsman's Warehouse, so I have an extra 6 MOA one. I actually decided I was going to go order a third one today, but they were out of stock, so I'll have to wait.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of out of stock, Shooters Connection has a lot of stuff in stock.
Pasters, Targets.
True.
Thank you, Shooters Connection, for sponsoring today's episode. if you guys need any shooting gear for nationals, I would bet if you ordered something tonight, which you won't you won't hear this till Friday, but if you ordered something tonight, you would get it in time for nationals.
If
So,
you
yeah, hopefully you're already thinking that
no
because it'll be too
if
late
you
by the
order
time
it
you hear this.
tonight,
But
it'll be
uh,
at your house by the time you get home from nationals because they're going to hear this on Friday.
That's true.
there you go. There you go. But yeah, Shooters Connection is doing same day shipping on orders. And they are sponsoring a ton of matches throughout the year and every year and have for a long time. They're run by competitive shooters. Everybody who works there shoots in the sport, supports the sport, and they support the podcast. We appreciate them. So thank you, Shooters Connection. Everybody support Shooters Connection, support the podcast. Use the link in the description to support both of us. Thank you.
Well, shall we chat a little bit on production?
Well, I'm curious what you guys think Christian Seiler is going to do with this defeat.
Kids,
Do you think like he's gonna like is he gonna lose like a bit of his invincibility, like, or like is this gonna get in his head,
no,
or you think he's gonna
Well,
like
he's a
hold on.
champion.
On
He's
people?
gonna build off of it. Like it'll drive him.
well, hold on. Hold on. Didn't the last match, didn't he lose? The last match that he shot, he lost. And it was the first one that he had lost in a while, right? See, wasn't it like last CO Nationals? Something like that?
He lost to area. He lost CO at Area 6 this year.
And then came
Yeah.
super.
So that was the first match that he had
then
lost
he
in
came
a long
back
time,
super
wasn't it?
strong at Dragon's
Yeah,
Cup.
as far as I know.
I think he definitely seems to have the
Yeah.
personality where he'll build off of it. Because he shot, I shot with him at IPSC Nationals in like 2019. I think it was 2019. He didn't win. He got like third. So he certainly had a rough match, and he'd been pretty dominant before that. You know, winning all the area matches the year before or whatever. Or that maybe it was that year. No, it was that year. He won all the area matches and nationals. So I definitely think he'll come back stronger. I mean, you can't win them all when there's that much talent in the division. Like if you're just having a little bit less of a good day and someone's having a little bit of a good day, it could be a 3 or 4% swing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like this sport is one where you seem, especially in open, you don't see like the Ben Steggers that like dominate for like a decade, basically. I mean, Ben was basically dominated production for a decade. In open, you tend to see guys like they come in and they dominate for a few years, and there's like this cycle, and like somebody else comes in. It's not that those guys aren't good anymore. It's just for some reason, like that edge, they lose a little bit of that edge for whatever reason, and somebody else then kind of gains an edge, and they kind of come in and dominate for a few years. I mean, before Christian, JJ was, he was kind of on that roll, and then he kind of, Christian kind of came in and took that from JJ a little bit, and so it'll be interesting to see if Christian does just really bounce back, or if because sometimes it's not necessarily about like if we're talking Christian here, it's not necessarily that Christian loses an edge, but it's if the rest of the people, like if they feel like he's beatable, right? Like they kind of smell blood in the water, right? Like it's whereas before maybe there was an intimidate, like the year he won every single area match and won open nationals, just like, man, this kid is unbeatable. And maybe people are thinking he's more beatable, which may not mean anything to his performance, but maybe that means their performance is better. So I'm kind of curious how the World Shoot goes. I assume JJ's shooting open at the World Shoot and Christian's shooting open there, and then you'll have Jorge Ballesteros, I assume, also defending his world shoot
I
title
mean,
this year. So open could be and who
yeah.
we don't know where
If Eric's
Eric's
in your
going to go.
division, you're shooting for second place currently.
I would like to. I mean, Eric shot standard at the last world shoot in France. And so kind of my assumption was that he would shoot something besides standard, because that was kind of that was him winning the kind of going to win the three main divisions at that point, which was open, production, standard. But at this point, Nils is the best shooter in the world. From the U.S., Nils is the best shooter. Like I don't think that's
he's the top guy
arguable
in the US,
at this point.
I think Eric's still the top guy in the world, though.
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, like Eric will be the best guy in the sport until he quits or retires. But right now, Nils is the best competition that Eric has. Like the person that's gonna push him the most. And Nils wants Eric in his division too, at the World Shoot, because Nils wants a piece of Eric again. Because last time Nils was not on the squad that Eric was for the World Shoot, so he's shooting on an off squad, and I'm pretty sure Nils was third at the last World Shoot. So I hope Eric shoots standard.
Yeah.
I think if Christian had really dominated this match, then that would have really intrigued Eric to shoot open against Christian. But if I was Grafel and I wanted to prove my world dominance, I'd be shooting against Nils.
I could see, though, him potentially shooting like production optics, because the division hasn't won yet. And I imagine when I say factory, I mean CZUB, so the CZ factory, probably wants a world title with a Shadow 2. So I'm sure they're going to be very encouraging of that.
Yeah. Like, what type of person is Eric? Is he? I mean, I don't know. I know if it were me, I would want to go beat the best, and I wouldn't really care about anything else. But it's like, is it like Jared said? Like, does he not really care about that much?
But at his level, does he view? He looks at every division and believes wholeheartedly that he can win it, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, like if he goes and shoots production optics there, as far as like, I don't know. I mean, Max Michel will be shooting it, but Max Michel has never come close to Eric. I mean, I think there is a mental block for Max Michel against Eric Grafel. And no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Max, but Eric has crushed him every time. So I don't like, if Eric went and shot production optics, to me, that would be like, I would just view that as, oh, he just wanted to win another title. Like he's just looking for that title.
Yeah.
And I would be, I mean, maybe he will do that. He has more this year than any time since he switched to being sponsored by CZ. Like he has bounced around to a lot of different guns. He's never done that in his career. It has always been like he shot open his whole career, and then he went to production because there was this gringo, Ben Steger, who shall not be named anymore, I guess, was dominating production, and so Eric went and shot it, and because that was the hottest shooter in the world at that point, and then he switched to, and but up to that he shot nothing but production for those couple of years before that World Shoot, and then the World Shoot in France in 2017, he had switched to standard. And everybody knew he was shooting standard, and like he just shot that gun leading up to it. And but then since then, he has really bounced from division to division a lot, and has not been that I have seen. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't see what his main training, but he posts videos of his training fairly often, and it's often a different gun. It's a lot of different guns. So
Yeah.
and I haven't seen a squad list for the world shoot yet, but I hope he shoots standard against Nils.
That would
That
be
would
the
be
most interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So if Eric hears this, I wish my French was good enough that I could tell him in French, Francois, to go shoot against Nils. But Eric can understand English quite well, so I doubt he will hear this. But maybe if we have any French listeners, go to Eric's Academy. I'm pretty sure he just opened up a new training center. Go take a class with him and tell him that he's chicken if he doesn't shoot against Nils at the World Shoot.
I think Nils called him out when he was on the podcast
He did
a while back. Yeah, he gave a shout out to him, telling him to come shoot standard at the World Shoot.
Yeah,
so
sure
surely he's gotten the message.
He has to have. If I was Nils, I would be texting Eric match results. You see this? See what I just did?
Yeah.
See what I just did?
happened?
Yeah.
Over here.
Shooting
you don't
minor.
Want none.
Have you won a limited national shooting minor before, Eric? I didn't think so.
Gaston did win Pan American shooting minor.
He did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He did do that.
Okay, we need to do production and PCC if you want to.
I just dropped the Super Squad list in the chat there for you guys.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. I couldn't find like the results from last year. Can't remember what it was even called. So
production's gonna be a good match.
It's gonna be lightly attended, but there's a lot of talent there too.
Oh, the top 5 are just. I mean, I think the top 5. I think are all of our the names in the top 5 are going to be quite similar. But then who wins? How
Put
you
it this way: in the
is
Super
gonna be
Squad, there's 6 guys that have won in nationals before, and there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 that have won in nationals in the last 5 years.
Yeah. All right. So,
damn.
are we just gonna? I don't care to pick PCC personally. I'm not gonna.
Max Leograndis is gonna win PCC.
Look it up.
I don't really know who would be to challenge him. I didn't see the Super Squad for PCC. We won't be.
Good enough. Sure. Max will win. Sounds good.
PCC
Great.
Super Squad. Here we go. Just found it.
Post it in there.
All right.
I'm going to go with knock it out.
Max Leograndis for first. Scott Green for second.
Hey, Todd Jarrett's shooting.
And go John McClain for third.
Scott Green? Okay. You got it.
I'm just saying Max Leograndis is going to win. That's as far as I'm going.
God, you're such a hater.
I just don't care about PCC in a pistol sport. So,
I mean, I get it. There's divisions I don't care about. PCC being one of them.
Right. So, hey, it's our podcast. If we don't care about it, we don't have to talk about it.
This is the sport we talk about, Jeremy.
I don't know. This is a pistol sport, and they're shooting rifles. So
it's not a pistol sport because we have a PCC division.
Yeah, which we shouldn't.
I don't disagree.
Exactly. So we can make the sport what we want it to be.
Who's Scott Green?
He's a.
See, exactly. He's he's going to be in the top 3, and you don't even know his name.
Why did you pick him second? Is he good?
Like I've seen the name.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Scott Green as second is that is a not weird pick.
That's what you're
And
saying,
he's taking
Jeremy?
John
Okay.
McClade for third.
I'm going to take old John for second and Scott for third.
There we go. Okay. We're done with PCC.
Who you got for third, Jeremy?
I don't think there will be a third place.
They're just everyone else is going to DQ.
Yeah. There won't even be enough competitors.
Oh
That's
wait,
my
no. Scott's not going to make the top
Okay.
three. It's going
And
to
then
be
for the
Todd.
ladies, we'll go with Justina Winnett and Linda.
Are we doing
Linda will be
ladies
second.
PCC too? Oh my gosh.
Dude, no.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Now we can get to the interesting division
Wow.
production.
Yeah, because
Okay, yeah.
Jeremy,
let's get to the real
did you want John or Todd for third?
just do John McClane because he's my buddy.
Thank you. There we go. We got top three out of him.
Jeez.
Okay. Production.
Do we want to like do this round table? Like we each give our
Yeah.
first place vote,
Yes.
or
let's
do we
it
want
that
to
way.
start with 5? Or do we want to start with 5?
Yeah, let's do that. That's more fun.
Oh, okay, 5th.
Fifth place. It's actually harder. It takes a little more thought. And see, I don't know if we should, because you kind of have to have like
Yeah.
it all laid out to do fifth first.
I have my 5th place.
Okay. Who is it?
Mason.
Mason? Okay.
I'm going to take Casey Reid for fifth.
Mason?
Fifth, yep.
Who'd you say? Casey Reid?
Casey.
Wow.
Is that a wow? I would have had him higher or lower?
I mean, like, so that means you're bumping somebody out of the top 5 that I would not bump. I would not bump out of the top 5. That leaves somebody that is in the top. At least somebody out of the top 7 of my top 10 USPSA shooters is left out of the top 5, because we have 5 of the top 7 of my latest top 10 at this match.
All right, hold on. Oh, this one's a little tough here. So you got I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and change something.
I kind of want to change mine already, but I'm not going to. Who you got, Jeff?
Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go with Casey.
You have Casey Reid as number 5 as well?
Hold on. I'm missing something, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 4th place.
4th place. All right, Jeff, you
Yeah.
give your 4th place.
Oh, 4th place? Oh, that's what I was missing. Dang it.
Put yourself
JJ.
in a hole now.
It's JJ.
You're putting JJ 4th? Okay.
Yeah.
I am also going to put JJ in 4th place.
You know, I'll take
Yeah.
JJ for JJ for 4th.
Oh,
Man,
man. Nobody's giving JJ a
JJ's
chance
really
to
good,
even come
but I
close
just-
to winning this
I
match.
feel like
Wow.
there's 3 guys right now that are just ahead of everyone else.
All right,
I
Jared.
mean, he
now
did
you-
just. He was like
True.
0.8 points from winning Open Nationals, beating. I mean, he beat Christian.
That's
And,
totally
I mean,
different.
All
All
right.
right, Jared. Now
Okay,
you get
third.
to start us
Third
with
place.
third.
place. I'm going
Yeah,
to
Jared,
take
it's third place.
Nils.
Nils.
He just took the gun that he just
mags are
won
gonna be
limited
shorter.
nationals with. Oh, he's really gonna struggle being able to reload that gun. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
that makes sense. Given that everybody else in the top 5 also just shot high cap of one way or the other, except for one shooter did not shoot high
Dude,
cap.
didn't Steven Ludman, didn't he finish really high, like
I think he
6th
was
place
ninth,
last year?
maybe. Top 10.
Maybe.
Dude,
Was
there's a ton of talent in there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. All right, Jeremy, 3rd place.
No, you have to pick third place first.
Why? I picked 4th place first.
No, you're in the middle because I haven't picked last yet. Sasquatch just picked third place. So now you go, and then I go last.
Okay. Whatever.
Whatevs.
See, we already got JJ. I'm going. I still feel like I'm missing something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. There it is. I keep seeing it and then forgetting about it all at the same time. Sal.
Third.
I really look forward to your top 2, Jeff.
Don't you?
Actually,
taking
Sasquatch's
Hetherington.
as well.
I don't.
No, it's not your turn yet. I haven't picked my third
Yeah.
place yet.
We're still doing third.
I am picking Sal for third as well. Jeff and I did not talk about this, and Jeff's picks have not in any way influenced what I've chosen. But I'll pick Sal
Jeremy's
for
just
third.
He's just trying to be like me.
Yeah, that's my goal in life. When I make decisions, it is, will this make me more or less like Jeff Cawthon? And if it's less, then I don't do those things.
I know. All right, Jeremy. you get to pick
Second
first this time.
place. Jacob Hetherington.
Jacob. Yeah.
Which then, I mean, yeah.
I'll take
Jacob
Sal
Hetherington.
Luna.
Second
Okay,
place.
so is it me or Jared is taking Sal? Yeah, I'm also taking Jacob. I told Jeremy to pick Jacob, so
Yeah. He had a
So-
secret private message that he sent me.
Yeah.
So I think I know who that means you're leaving out, Jeff.
this is Mason.
You're going to pick Mason to win?
I'm picking
No,
Mason
that's
to
what
win.
I'm leaving out.
Oh. Wow,
Mason's gonna win it
Sasquatch is
all.
picking Mason to win. And so then Sasquatch
Sal
left
second.
Sal out of the top 5, is that correct? Oh, so then you left JJ out.
No,
No,
I
he
took
left
Jacob
Jacob
for
out.
third.
He left Jacob out. No, you took who did
No, you said Nils. You said Nils for third.
Oh, I got.
Yeah,
off.
you
Okay.
did not pick Jacob at
I was
all
off.
in your top
okay,
5.
So sorry,
'Cause
everyone's
you
gonna
picked
get
Casey
bumped back
Reid
one.
first
Then
for 5th.
Jacob's gonna be third. Nils gonna be 4th. JJ 5th. Sorry, I was off one. I was thinking wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, jeez. I feel like you can't do
Okay.
this. You got to live with
Well,
what you.
I
You
like
got
to
to
go the
live with
other
what
way
you
'cause
roll, man.
I feel like who's gonna win.
Okay, wait. So you had
Third.
where did you have Jacob? Second? Son of a bitch.
Sal.
Who's second?
The whole audience is so confused. Oh my
Okay, so
gosh.
Jared has from first to fifth Mason, Sal, Jacob, Nils, JJ. And Casey got bumped out.
I know.
Casey
I'm very
Reid will
sad
not
about
make the
that.
top
I do want
5
to point
then,
out though that I
Sasquatch.
believe
That's right.
for at least through the top 6, probably even like the top 8 are going to be within an 8% swing.
Oh, 8%. I mean, yeah, that's not
I bet the
crazy.
top 5's within
Um,
3 or 4%.
All right, Jeremy, who could you possibly have winning?
Nils is gonna win. I want to pick against him so that Jessica has to like text me and like give me crap.
Right.
Because Nils was asking if I had picked him to win or not for the limited today when I talked to him,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, I wasn't here. I was in Idaho. I didn't get to pick.
Me and Jean-Luc had him winning. Shooting
Yeah.
minor.
Yeah, but all they cared about is that Sasquatch had him at like 4th or 5th or something like that. That's all that Nils heard. That's all he needed to hear. Somebody doubts me.
Yeah.
I will prove them wrong.
Well, maybe it's good. Maybe Sasquatch is. Maybe he's the one helping Nils here by
Could be.
telling him that he can't win.
Yeah. So Jessica, whenever you tell Nils about this podcast, don't tell him
there-
about me and Jeff. Tell him about Sasquatch.
No, yeah.
There's so many guys.
Said
and I
Jared
think,
said he won't be in the top 5.
Yeah.
I think Mason's going to be on it this year.
I mean,
I love the like confidence that you have in some of your guesses. I'm not saying that's a terrible guess, but some of them are terrible, and you have so much confidence
at that
in them.
level. That's such a crapshoot. Like, and
I mean,
No,
like
Jared, you're supposed to be displaying the how much knowledge you have of the sport and the players in it.
yes. As Billy McScrublord put it, let me see if I can pull this up because this is a great quote, and I need to find it again. Hold on. This is for this podcast we discuss, and especially on the Discord, he says we discuss near autistic levels of esoteric shooting knowledge is what we display on our Discord, and I assume the podcast through that. That was one of the best phrase sentences that have ever been posted on the Discord, and so I wanted to make sure that we captured that, and somehow we needs to find its way into our byline. I feel like.
How did I miss that?
That was great. I don't know how you missed it, but near autistic levels of esoteric shooting knowledge is what, like, if that's what you want, then you should be on the Discord. You really should be on there.
and then
Yeah. But yeah, for me, for this match, like the two people who have turned in the most impressive shooting performances this year is Nils and Jacob. Like Jacob has had some matches that are just otherworldly, like just insane.
Yeah.
And then Nils is just overall year of just straight dominance. I mean, like he has not won every match that he shot, but he's been bouncing around divisions and has been extremely dominant minus I think two matches. And so like Nils is just he's just at a different level right now as far as his competitiveness that he's bringing.
I also feel like Sal is like he's chipping away.
He's
Like I feel like he's getting better.
he's the one.
Yeah,
I feel like he's
He's
chipping
due.
away at the top. So
very
I
much
He's
could
also the one
see
that when he
I could
does
see
win
him
one,
being
everyone's
second.
gonna be like, "Oh, I'm shocked," and then you look at the past results and you'll be like, "That's not that surprising. He's been getting there."
No, it wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it would not shock me at all if Sal came out and won this. The fact that Sal did what he did with the limited gun,
I
like
do want to point out
that
he
was
using
impressive.
a
That was
CZ
extremely
tax sport
impressive to
orange.
me.
Mhm.
Was he? Cool. I didn't
Yeah,
know what
he
he was
shoots
shooting in
Shadow
that. I assume he's shooting a shadow in production. So, but for him to come and shoot that in limited, being a typically minor shooter, that was a really impressive performance to be within 1% of winning limited. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
production's
already-
going to be coming
Gentlemen,
home,
I looked
just
up
coming home for him.
ladies production, and I only saw 2. So it looks like we got Jaleese
Oh, good.
and Kaylee Lane. So I didn't recognize any other ladies. You know what?
Yeah, I'm not picking one
I'll
of the. I'm
take
not picking
Jaleese
that
for
either.
first
Like
and
that's
Kaylee
just
for second.
okay.
Exactly.
Here you go. You speak for the whole
Well,
podcast.
Candace is shooting
Good
production
job.
also, so I'll take her for third, and I don't know any other
Yeah.
ladies registered.
I
Yeah, that's fair.
definitely will not choose Candace to finish anywhere in the ladies.
Why you gotta be that way, Jeremy?
Shit.
Think that's a good ending spot?
Oh.
So let's wrap up our top 5, Jeff, of the. Just go down the list again of who picked what, just so that we have that.
Shit, I'm shook. So, all right. So I had Nils, Jacob, Sal, JJ, Casey. Jeremy had Nils, Jacob, Sal, JJ, Mason. And Jared had Mason, Sal, Jacob, Nils, JJ. It's like damn near backwards. Like it's almost exactly backwards. of what
Jeff,
you guessed.
were both of ours exactly the same except for 5th?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
lame.
Well,
That's
it's
unintentional, but
it's near autistic levels of esoteric
esoteric
knowledge.
shooting knowledge.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And then a ladies' production, we all guessed Jaleese, Kaylee, Candace. And PCC,
Oh, jeez.
I guessed Max. Predicted. This is not a guess, this is a prediction. Max, John McClane, Todd Jarrett. Jeremy said Max, Scott Green, John McClane. And Jared said Max, Scott Green, John McClane. So there you go. Production PCC shit show nationals.
And I did go to Idaho last week, and I didn't die. I did not shoot a deer. It's kind of sad.
Did you
but-
shoot a wolf?
Nope, didn't see a wolf. I saw a mountain lion track and a mountain goat, and that was a fox, and that was about all I saw. It's tough.
Was it because you weren't quiet enough?
You know, it could have been. There is. I mean, we can the next podcast. Maybe we can talk about it. I feel like I should give the audience at least a slight rundown
Yeah.
of it. But
Did you get
Well-
any footage?
I do have some footage. Yes.
Okay, next podcast, we will have Jeremy talking about it, and I'll lay some of the footage into the podcast. That's how we can do that.
Okay.
Like, we'll lay some clips in there.
It will.
Yeah.
It won't be great for the audio guys, but for the people on YouTube, they can see it.
Yeah. Is there any moments where you're like near death, and you're just
No,
pouring your soul out or anything like that?
I mean, no, I mean, like I took kind of like a 1 minute vlog kind of every day. Like, hey, here's where we're camping for the night. Like, here's what we did a little bit and like that. But
Mm,
there was no like, I'm dying. I don't know where I'm going to find water again and tell my children that I love them. There was not that did not happen, unfortunately, on
right.
camera at least.
You just prefer to die without the message.
Yeah, yeah, for
Did
sure.
your buddy make it out?
He did. He did.
Good, good, good,
Uh,
good.
he was he was suffering a little bit, but he did make it out. So that's good.
That's what it's all
I
about,
mean,
right there.
yeah, yeah. He's a trooper. He was like he's just kind of willing to suffer a bit, and he wasn't going to complain about nothing. So that was
Mm.
good.
Did y'all have some good conversation?
We did. I mean, we had lots of time together because we had. I mean, after we got out, we had 21 hours in the car to get back to Canyon, and then obviously on the way out there, 21 hours. Um, and it had been a while since we've hung out, and so like there were some tense moments in the backcountry, right? Like, we kind of he probably got a little sick of me, and so I mean it wasn't quite a Jeff getting mad during stage planning situation. It wasn't
Right.
that, but like there were times where like we just kind of go our own ways for a little bit, and then it's cool. What's just
That's
gonna
awesome.
happen, right? But
Yeah, yeah, of course.
yeah, it was good.
Amazing. I can't wait to hear about all the nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah, uh, it's I mean, obviously I didn't shoot an animal, so it's not as cool that way. But
Yeah, it's fair.
yeah, we'll talk about it on an upcoming episode.
Yeah. A little bit of house cleaning here. If you want to join the Discord, the link will be in the description, along with social media pages. If you would like to purchase a limited edition Hit Factor hat, you can contact Jeremy. He's the merch store. He's the fulfillment center. He's everything.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
stealth edition.
that's the
If
stealth
you're on
hat.
video, it's the one I'm wearing. But
Yeah,
just kind of
it's.
my lighting is make it hard to see.
Do you want to
But
give like a little bit of a description for people that
yeah,
can't
so
see?
it's an all gray trucker hat, and then the Hit Factor logo is outlined in black stitching, and then it says Hit Factor Podcast in script yellow underneath that. Um,
There you
so
go.
I think it's cool. We've sold a few. We I did originally like it was. I thought the shipping was going to be super expensive, but I got that a little bit figured out, and shipping is not quite so bad. So I think shipped cost is like $35.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's a lot. That's a lot better.
Sorry to all you suckers that paid 45.
I had two that paid 44, and I mean I did actually use that for shipping at that point, because I didn't have the shipping figured out at that point. But
All right, there you go. And we're tossing around some other goofy hat ideas. The community wants a bussin' hat,
yeah, we need to do
so
that.
working on that. It will probably be flamboyant. Just gonna
Yeah,
put that out there. So you're gonna want one. That's what I'm saying.
oh for sure. For
Uh,
sure. Oh, we do. Okay, one other thing. C class legend did tell us
oh
one
yeah,
for all the people that listen and like went up to C class legend and tell them about how like good the podcast is and how much they like the podcast. Like that, I'm perfectly fine with him being like our what do you call that, media affairs person, like our media liaison. Like definitely
right.
can give feedback through C class legend. But he was, as an RO at nationals, he was rather displeased with the amount of prizes available to the ROs at that match, and I don't know, like, not normally ROing, like, I'm not sure what is like the appropriate amount of prizes for that. So you would need to talk to somebody like C Class Legend to see what he thinks. But I do think it would be important for the organization to at least seriously take into account, like, making sure that the ROs feel appreciated, whatever that means. Like,
Yeah.
if they feel like they're just being used, and like that we don't, and that the sport doesn't care about them, that's probably a good way to run out of good officials quite quickly. So hopefully they can
Right.
be
Yeah.
made to feel appreciated.
Yeah. Since, like, I mean, that's the only thing we can do for good RO retention is make them feel appreciated, since it is a volunteer position, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's basically the least that the organization could do to. I mean, I think like an RO gift at each match would be appropriate, like for every single RO.
Yeah.
That seems appropriate.
I mean, I feel like there's several people that are making, like, on staff that are making six figures, and that we could just cut their salaries and just turn all of that into, like, RO appreciation gifts, and the sport would probably be a whole lot better from that perspective.
That's crazy talk, Jeremy.
I
That's
know.
crazy talk.
That's crazy.
You're crazy.
So yeah, sorry, I didn't
You
mean to extend the
you are
podcast, but
He's
you
getting
are
crazy.
out of line tonight, Jeremy.
I
Out
am,
of line.
like, I just spent those nights in the backcountry, that wilderness, and don't sleep a lot, and you just come back and just you got crazy thoughts, and the
You
filter
do.
kind of just goes away. I don't often
Yeah.
have a lot of a filter, but the little filter that I
Right.
do have, like, it just kind of
It's gone.
disappears.
Yeah,
So
I'm here for it.
just got to deal with what you got to deal with.
I'm gonna get to plenty.
All right, I think that's all we had. Is there
Yep.
anything else?
Nope.
Jared, you didn't have any
Nothing
closing
to add.
comments, remarks? Shout out to a friend. Okay, fine. That's it, folks.
Oh, stop recording, damn it.